Hello everyone and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 3 stream. I'm joined by Frodog.
Sup?
If you can just ready up there, Frodog, and we'll get into this. Today I'm going to be playing as the dwarves, the Dwarvish Kingdom Karazakarak, because I know how to play them extremely well.
And I will be playing the Seducers of Slanesh. I've got a couple of games inside, and not as good as Sophia Cat, but I'll try my best.
Oh, I'm not that good at this game. I only know how to play dwarves, that's about it, and even then, changes depending.
Still. But yeah, no, it's gonna be fun. Hopefully, it's gonna be a good game because we are going to start playing as the enemy AI that we go to war with. So all the best. Well, I'm looking forward to the Chaos Dwarfs that are coming next week. Is that? Oh wow!
Yeah,
my goodness,
it is, and I'm really looking forward to being playing a dwarf who has a mech as a mount.
Finally.
Yeah, it's going to be quite cool. It's something that is mentioned in Warhammer lore, but no one's really delved into them. The Chaos Dwarves are the fathers of the Black Orcs in Warhammer lore. And yeah, so the Chaos Dwarves wanted slaves for their industrialized civilization, and so they chose the Orcs, made Black Orcs, which were meant to be, which are more powerful and stronger than regular Orcs. And then the Orcs had a civil uprising, or not a civil uprising, they revolted and managed to escape, but the Chaos Dwarves still use Orcs for their evil machinations. It's the Chaos Dwarves are a faction that is not widely known, and when mentioned to the non-Chaos Dwarves, they mutter under their breath and say we don't talk about them, because they bring shame upon not only them but if the clans and everything. So
right.
it's going to be exciting.
And like, okay, I assume Khorne would be their main chaos god that they pray to, or is it like a mix of everybody?
No, they have their own chaos gods.
Wow, wow, okay, that's different.
Yeah, so if you were to look at human history, for example, like real life human history, how you had the god of war and god of the underworld and all that kind of stuff. They weren't gods that were openly, like the god of beauty or Jupiter or Zeus or whatever.
Yeah, Set, Hades, Pluto, and a whole bunch of others.
Yeah. All right. Turning it over. Right. So
we're in the game.
We are in the game. Well, the first thing I'm going to be doing is researching a technology, and I think we're going to get the Levi missile warriors, because to get the recruitment costs down for my rangers and quarrelers and thunderers is going to be quite beneficial, I think, for early battles. What else am I going to do first?
For me, I'm going to go straight into battle. I need my resources and my devotees.
And why do you need your devotees?
So as I amass my devotees, I can use them. They're basically like a bit of currency. I can use them to seduce other units. I can use them to get higher control, higher income. And the best part, which I just discovered recently, is that you can spawn an army just like that. You don't need to wait for a building. If let's say there's a enemy faction that's about to attack you, you can spawn an army just right there on the spot. It's actually pretty cool. So I'll be doing that right now.
Sounds pretty, it kind of reminds me in a way when you're playing with like the greenskins, when you go into battle, you have You
You
have
have
battle
battle
rage, and
rage.
once you
Once
get
you
the
get the
battle
battle
rage to a
rage to a
certain
certain
threshold,
threshold,
another
another
army
army
spawns
spawns
that
that
you don't control directly, but
but
it
it
is
is
um, you
you
can
can
order it
order it
through
through
like
like
um, in-game
in-game
button
button
presses
presses
and
and
everything
everything
to
to
actually
actually
Yeah.
order them where to attack, and they will automatically follow the army they spawn from around,
And the
unless they
greatest
get told otherwise.
Yeah, and the greatest thing about Slanesh is that you control the army that you've just spawned, so you can put them strategically. Yeah, so you can strategically place them where you want them.
That's good.
Hmm.
Alright, so I've just destroyed the starting army near me as well. And I'm going to give my lord the Route Marcher skill immediately because that extra 5% campaign movement will help me out. In my War of Conquest, my goal is to capture the entirety of the World's Edge Mountains. We're going to make everything Dwarvish, everything that should be Dwarvish, Dwarvish.
My goal is to capture the surrounding inhabitants and basically level up my Inkari to be a one-man army or one-day army, I guess, and basically take out a lot of units himself. But he's very, very weak at the start, so I have to be careful about that.
Alright, I've captured my first settlement as well, so I'm going to quickly recruit a couple more units. And I think that is all I can do this turn, so I'm going to hit the end turn button.
Okay, I have also captured my.
You just cut out then, sorry there,
Oops,
Frodog.
sorry, yeah. I just captured my first settlement as well. I will be assigning skill point. I will be assigning skill points into the Lash of Slanesh, as well as Hysterical Frenzy. And Hysterical Frenzy gives me just a little bit more melee attack, and if I hurt a unit, it goes berserk against other units. So it gives a little bit of chaos in the Chaos Demons department.
That sounds very interesting mechanic. I'm
Mm-hmm.
I'm just moved over to the Forest of Gloom that's near my capital, which is a little forest that greenskins occupy near the World's Edge Mountains. And their leader is called Snorko Olwedi.
Snorko. Okay.
Snorko Olwedi, as in weird, with a Y at the end of it. One thing I'm actually going to quickly check is my Book of Grudges. Now, the Book of Grudges, for those who have not played Dwarves before, is basically everyone who has slighted Dwarvish kind or your faction will go into the Great Book of Grudges, and it will give you kind of like quests in a way to basically get vengeance or revenge on whoever slighted you. So as you can see here, we've got Karakin's Skull, which we have to capture and occupy the settlement. We have to win 5 battles against the Skaven clan Moors. We have to capture and occupy Black Crag, and we need to win 5 battles against the Crooked Moon tribes, which is a greenskin tribe. Now, the more the more grudges we have in the book, the more unhappy the population becomes. And we're currently at only diplomatic relations plus 10 with dwarves, research rate plus 10%, control plus 2. So we're at an okay position, but if we get to the negatives, like everyone's really pissed off of us, per turn, we get control minus 3, research rate minus 20%, and diplomatic relations with other dwarves minus 20% as well.
Alright, very nice. I'll be ending my turn. I'm going for the destructive objective right now. I need to destroy Avalorn, Eatane, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, and Vrees, and control the Shrine of Asurian. But without further ado, I will end my turn.
Garrison Lord not moved. Well, we're not going to move him. And the reason being is I just want to get our troops recuperated first before we do so. Or do we? No, we're going to press the attack. And we're going to hit Mount Squighorn immediately.
Ready access.
I know I'm doing auto-resolve at the moment, but I think the rules that we've settled on is unless it's like a minor victory or you're going to lose, we're going to fight it out.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know, it's you don't want to like just see a decisive victory and just get smashed, right? You want to have a chance, right? Like an even battle, right? And
Yeah.
who knows? Maybe a turnaround, an epic comeback or something.
Now I'm going to demolish this building here. I've already, after capturing Mount Squighorn, I now have access. Or do I? No, I think I'm going to leave it for the time being until such time as I can actually level up Mount Squighorn a little bit more, so it's a little bit more fortified and it's more in the center of the Alpha Empire. So if I was to actually move that to the Pillars of Grungni, Grungni, that'll be a lot more. I'll be a lot more happy with that. But yes, I think I'm just going to leave everything that we got. But now I've got a commandment because I've captured the province. And at the moment, we're pretty good with control. So the one thing that we could really do with is empower the guilds. The reason why I want to go with empower the guilds is we get plus 25 growth, which means that we'll be leveling up the province a lot faster, meaning we can get more, well, basically better buildings and everything faster. Get more tradable resources produced, and it's also minus 10% for all building construction costs. So that would help me out quite considerably. What else can I do? Another thing I forgot to mention with the dwarves, if you haven't played them before, is when you complete grudges and everything, you get oath gold. And oath gold can be used to forge weapons and armor, talismans, enchanted items, character runes, banner runes, and yeah. But at the moment, I'm just gonna sit on them until such time as we can get the good stuff. How are you going over there in the on Elf One?
Very nice, very nice. So, uh, as the seducers of Slanesh, like I said, the devotees are very important. One of the things that I forgot to mention is that there's this mechanic called pleasurable acts as Slanesh. So that costs devotees, so I can spend 100 devotees to increase the income for all the buildings, plus 20 control if I'm lacking control, and also plus 50 growth. So there's a lot of mechanics that with devotees, but right now I'm just keen to just build my army for war. So I'll end my turn.
There you go. I think the bloody spears have just been taken out. Greenskin tribe. Do you have the Crooked Moon guys, though, near us now? Alright, so there's been a confederation with the Bloody Hands and the Teeth Snatchers tribes. Oh, pending action.
I will be sieging this place here.
Okay, I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start doing some diplomacy with other factions.
What I will be doing now is establishing Slaneshi Chaos cults in other settlements, and that will make them easier to seduce when the time comes.
Just signed a non-aggression pact with the Border Princes.
Very nice,
and I'm about to create a trade agreement with the Empire. A little bit expensive, but hey, it's worth it to increase our relations with both them. At this moment, I really need to build some more range, but I can't do anything until such time as my city has finished upgrading, which is in one more turn.
Yeah, I just showed how we can summon a army straight away. One thing to mention as well, that you can summon the army, but they will be inflicted with attrition. So it lasts for like 5, maybe 10 turns, but that's more than enough to bolster troops, which I'm doing right now. End turn.
How much war are you doing? Holy damn.
Just a siege right now.
I normally leave it for about 5 turns, make sure I've built everything, and then I personally then move on to the next. Well, I like to wait until such time as they start taking attrition before I siege. Then you can tell when the army, if they've got an army in there, it has a little red skull next to it. Now I can now build a siege workshop, which will now enable me to create grudge throwers and bolt throwers.
Sweet.
And I am now going to build a clan barracks, which will now allow me to get quarrelers as well. I think for now, I'm just going to build stuff that will help increase build up my economy. And then I'll start stripping it out of Karazakak and putting it into areas like Mount Squiggle and the Pillars of Gungani. Now I'm also going to gather the throngs, so that way it's cheaper to recruit my melee units.
Very nice, very nice.
Now, I have a decision to make here. I've got the decision to either start waging war on the Crooked Moon tribe and getting them knocked out of the game, or I can just hang back for a little bit and just see what happens. Normally what happens when I play as the dwarves is I normally have that if I do decide to take the initiative and start attacking, that every other enemy around me will start attacking me. So I'm going to just sit back for a couple of turns, let my army recuperate and see what happens.
Oh, that reminds me of when one faction decided to do a peace treaty with me, and he just occupied like the last building of a province, and I had to break the treaty just instantly, and then everybody just turned on me when I did that. So yeah, it's good to be peaceful sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes it's just there is a lot of I just need to hit end turn for the time being just to see what happens. Like at the moment, attacking the high plate or attacking the Crooked Moon tribe to me would actually be quite a good move, but I don't have any blocking force in case of enemies going, hey, you see what you're doing, and we're going to destroy you for it. So, I mean, I could attack. I'm so tempted. I've got Palpatine in my head just saying, do it. I'm kind of like in agreement with him.
Hey, look, it's 266 people. Order 66.
Order 266. Then what I might do this turn is I'm not going to upgrade anything, but I'm going to recruit a new lord after you've finished your pending action.
No good, all good. So I just wanted to show everybody that, see, look, I've just summoned a second army, and that just instantly turns the tide from a close defeat to a Pyrrhic victory. And the Pyrrhic victory, it affects the summoned army more so than my main army. And I don't really care about the summoned army because they're gonna just die off in about 10 turns anyway. So it's quite a lethal combination that the Seducers of Slaanesh have. So I'm just gonna hit auto resolve.
Now, for those who are watching the stream, we aren't in a location that we can be able to switch between the different viewpoints. We don't have that ability, so I will be getting the recordings of this session, and I'll be editing them and putting them up onto my YouTube channel, so you can actually see Frodog's point of view.
Sweet.
Right, going back to what I was doing, I was thinking of getting Largs Gunnison. Yes, I'm going to get Largs Gunnison as my new lord.
Summon me if you dare.
And we're just going to have him on standby, basically. Yes, we'll slowly build him up. And then this army here, we're going to declare war, or do we? Got the runes.
I
Right.
said I said before that I want to be in constant war, but while I was doing my siege, the enemy, sorry, I should say, the faction next to me has been building up their army. So I'm gonna see if I can make some friends.
Okay, so Clan Verms,
Oh,
like they hate me. Whereas the Crooked Moons, we're unfriendly. So I'd rather be unfriendly with the Greenskins than have a hated enemy on my flanks. And they're at war with literally everyone currently. Craig, and Verms. So I'm going to use the awesome ability that dwarves get, and we're going to use the old world underways, and we're going to formally declare war on the Skaven. And boy, oh boy, do I hate the Skaven.
ain't that the truth?